2v2 Ruins of Argus blue team, we have Gote as a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive commander, fights melee by default, has a bunch of spells alongside FaHu as a Warboss, leads the line from the front with disruption, damage and buffs. Pretty much the angriest dude in this game, which is saying a lot. I mean, look at his face. He's pissed already. Crucifer on the red team as a Commissar Lord. Supportive and offensive commander, fights melee, likes to shoot his own guardsman in the face. And G.H.G as a Apothecary. Support commander, fights melee by default, can heal. Loyalist tactical marines backing him up. Warboss being very cheeky here, trying to decap this natural power, and I think he's going to be able to. Or not. Special attack from the Apothecary makes him flee. Apothecary took a bit of a hit in 3.19. His heal no longer has any health regen attached to it. It's just a flat heal. You see his passive health regeneration aura there. Green hexagons on those loyalist marines. Scouts taking bottom. None of these victory points natural. Triple guardsman for Crucifer, and we have a multi-last turret in the middle. Good damage versus infantry, does not suppress like some other turrets. Heretics taking a top. Double shooters for FaHu, big surprise. Which might not fare well versus triple guardsman. Chaos Sorcerer got a Doom Blast and then run away. Looks like all of these guardsmen have got their sergeants already. Orks coming to the centre. Huge range blob developing already in tier 1 for red team. Scouts get away, no losses. Sluggers already have their burners. And I think these Orks are in a bit of trouble. Red team coming to the bottom en masse. Warboss is going to try and decap here. Should be disrupting those guardsmen, and a huge firefight. Shooters versus marines and triple guardsmen, and they're just going to be forced off. There's too many to deal with. They had the cover advantage, but that was just too much, and the Warboss is going to die. Is that the power sword on the Commissar Lord? It is. Nicely done. And guardsmen hanging in there against these flamers. Look at the amount of units they're losing, and they get away finally. Tactical marines now working on this node. What's this? Scouts taking the top, or trying to. Here comes a Chaos Sorcerer, a couple of bolt pistols to the face, and at least one of these guys is going to die, I think. Yes, catches him in retreat, and he can now try and cap that VP for a 1-to-1 or a 2-to-1. Chaos Space Marines take the middle. Assault Marines on the way for a ZG. 449, 496. Havoc's on the field for Gote. Looks like they're going to cover this top VP. Where are his heretics? Still in a default state, which is a melee unit. Very fragile melee unit, running away from guardsmen even. So that is triple guardsmen. Get enough las guns and eventually you're going to hurt something. Where are the assault marines? Here we go. Disruptive jump troops fighting melee with bolt pistols and chainswords. Great synergy with the Apothecary since you can support them. 449, 478. You used to see combat stims a lot with the Apothecary on assault marines. Don't seem to see it as much these days. Sluggers run away. Ouch. Chaos Sorcerer, will he get away? Takes one hit in retreat but gets out. Now guardsmen gonna work on this power Havocs, or they move up to suppress? No. Warboss still down at the bottom. Tier 2 first for blue team before Crucifer. They did have this power for quite a long time though. Havoc's now suppressing the Commissar Lord, not doing a lot of damage at that range though, right on the edge of the arc. He should be able to decap with his default shield up. Health regen on all of these guardsmen thanks to this Apothecary. He has his Sanguine Chainsword, makes him a bit more tanky, not as tanky as 3.18 with his heal nerf. We'll see how it does. Scouts decapping. Double shooters with no upgrades for these guys. Very rare you see shooter boys going into tier 2 with no upgrades at all. wants to get to tier 2 and try and deal with these triple guardsmen, I think. It's quite a good map for triple guardsmen, it's quite compact, they can get to the centre very quickly and set up around this cover. Tier 2 for Crucifer, AZG will be the last to go, Chaos Sorcerer forced off. Assault Marines get to heal will these Orks try and defend, they are. Chaos Space Marines run away. Here comes some sluggers, they have their burners. Couple of power weapons for them. Scouts going to the top, they don't want to tackle heretics, especially without shotguns. Heretics are going to try and cap though. Going to take at least one loss, probably two. For some reason scout bolters do not do as much damage as tactical marine bolters. There goes one, there goes two. And 2 losses is not bad, 32 requisition to get those guys back. And the scouts won't be able to cap with those havocs there. Weird Boy hits the field for FaHu. Sub-commander for Orks, disruptive and damaging spells. Also has a very nice artillery attack. He's pretty much the ranged blob counter for Orks. And since we see triple guardsman, he's just a guy you like to have. There's his excellent artillery attack, and a zap goes down. The ability he starts with. Also Shooter Boys raining in with their shooters. Look at the damage this zap is doing. Apothecary comes and heals that squad. Plague Marines on the field for Gote. Very tough infantry unit. Not as slow as they were, but still not exactly speedy. Their missile launcher doesn't do a great deal of damage to vehicles, but it does snare them. And they have ridiculous health regeneration, as you can see in their unit card there. Plague bolters also do damage over time, and here comes the Commissar Lord. What has he got? Oral Discipline? Does. Don't see this nearly as often as Stubbornness. I think it needs a bit of a buff, maybe just an activated ability instead of he has to get hit. Also has his Flak Jacket. Warboss has his ridiculously big Power Claw. Good damage versus all targets. Also has spiky armor, and the Commissar Lord going into melee with Michael Korn CSM is a bad idea. Michael Korn CSM are no joke, and they rip the Commissar Lord to bits. Might lose a member or two on retreat and lose one member and get away. Merciless Strike missing there for the Assault Marines. They have their sergeant, then gets a power sword and makes them a lot better in melee. Don't think they want to go up against a Warboss though with spiky armor and a power claw. I think Trophy Rack would be really good to debuff all of these guardsmen and the Assault Marines that will no doubt get into melee. Librarian on the way for AZG. He's going top. Havocs to deal with, they're going to get jumped. Not sure why those Havocs weren't in the building. Red team have absolutely no garrison counters. Havocs get away with a single loss. Pretty lucky to get away with a single loss, I think. Apothecary has Armor of the Apothecarian and improved medical equipment. He's going to be pretty fearsome then. When it comes to your commander, I think what you want to do is kit him out, or her, to have the biggest amount of impact on engagements that you can. That's what makes the Apothecary so powerful. He has huge amount of impact, especially with this thing. Advanced healing will heal all surrounding allied infantry. They're really going to want to put pressure on him now. 315, 459. Chaos Sorcerer has Robes of Torment, also getting his Rod of Warpfire. Ouch, a nasty smite, and there's the chains. And there's Armor of the Apothecarian. Here comes the Apothecary in his element. Tier 2 onwards, he really starts to get beastly. Getting combat stims now. Constant heal. Even gets a heal off on himself, and he's still got energy with that improved medical equipment. They're going to want to focus him down, and they're both going after him. Look at this, and they force him off. They can now try and pick off some Marines. Warboss retreats. Why did he retreat? Might have been a misclick. Might have been trying to retreat these Shooter Boys. They still have no upgrades at all. 284, 459. It's a 2-to-1 for red. Ouch, nasty grenade launcher barrage on those guardsmen. And look at that dark flames, look at the amount of guardsmen dying. That is unreal. They still make it out though. And so did his Chaos Heretics. Merciless strike on the Mark of Corn CSM. Warp vomit to their face though. And they retreat very strangely. Sluggers engage. There we go. Get away with 3 members. Pretty lucky to do so. Though quite unlucky with the dodgy retreat. Warboss really should be getting a trophy rack. Or a boss bolt. It's all about affecting the engagements as much as you can with your commander. And an accessory for the Warboss will affect them greatly, I think. Chaos Sorcerer now has his Sword of Flame. Not sure if he cancelled the Rob of Warfire or switched it out. Triple Guardsman, all with the Commissar and Plasma Guns. Good grief. That's some crazy range firepower. Heavy Weapon Squad on the way. No Chimera to support these guys. Warboss goes down. Armor of the Apothecary healing all of this stuff. Red stacking in the center. Seem to be neglecting the bottom. Have their power decapped here. Are these shooter boys, and they're capping the top. Gonna be a 2-to-1 for blue eventually. Red's a bit static here. Should be fanning out and capping stuff. Tier 3 for FaHu. Sluggers burning down generators. Blue team being a lot more proactive. Sluggers are going to retreat through all of this stuff, and there's the weird boy with a warp vomit. Can he get a zap off too? Artillery attack hits the stairs, does get a zap off, and the dark flames in the retreat path. Ouch again. Guardsmen lose droves of enemies. That must be about 15 losses there. Dark flames, a global ability of the Chaos Sorcerer. Commissar Lord now in melee with Mark of Corn CSM, who killed him before. Will he get away this time? Yes, he's now in retreat. Lost the indicator for him. Bunker going down here. Heavy Weapon Squad inside it, no doubt. But we do have a garrison counter in the form of these grenade launcher heretics. Heavy Weapon Squad gets out. Heavy bolter by default, and they run away. Chains of Torment locking down his assault marines. Warboss still without an accessory. Ouch, nasty smite on those heretics, and they get picked off and need to run. Here come the triple guardsmen of Plasma Doom. Chaos Sorcerer runs immediately. Apothecary in retreat. Assault marines in melee with shooter boys. Shooter boys need to run. Still no upgrades for these guys at all. And he loses one of the squads, in fact. Knob squad on the field. Elite tier 3 infantry can go toe to toe with absolutely anything in the game. Very expensive to upgrade those guys though. Commissar Lord is down. I suppose he didn't get away. Double Plague Marines for Gote. Bit of a strange one. No vehicles on the red team. And Plague Marines not the best versus masses of infantry. Deployable cover going down from these guardsmen. No Chimera support at all for these guys. Red team still a bit too static, not capping at all, just staying in the middle. Here comes Weird Boy Sluggers and Shooter Boys. There goes a zap again. Apothecary trying to get closer with advanced healing, but it does slow him down greatly, as you can see. Most people use it with his Mastercrafted Bolter for that reason. There's a smite, didn't do much. Heretics now have their aspiring champions, so they'll be a lot more durable up to level 3. Good grief, there's a rocks and guardsmen being flung all over the place. Unbelievably, they all make it out. If Weapons Squad has its sergeant, so it gets that shield. Tactical Marines get away, do they? 9 hit points. Will the Dark Flames finish them off? It does. Tactical Marine Sergeant losing the standard with the Ultramarines DLC, which I never liked. I like me some standards. gets a red helmet though, so not a very good trade-off. AZG looking a bit thin now, floating ridiculous amounts of requisition, also a hefty amount of zeal. Power starved though, because they've completely neglected this power for most of the game really. Mark of Corner CSM trying to cap the centre. 244363. Plasma cannon on the way for AZG. Tons of crap in the centre. Here come Triple Guardsmen again. All reinforced, 3 at a time. Weird Boy hitting terrain again. Marines retreat. Warboss fling in. Who was that? Aside. That was the Assault Marine Sergeant. Ouch. A lot of expensive reinforcing. Guardsmen run away. Plague Marines able to tough it out. Heretics, will we see a grenade barrage? No. What are they doing? Forcing melee? I'm not sure, but they're retreating, and here come the Knob Squad. First time we've seen these guys in combat. Don't seem to have any upgrades yet. Nice special attack from the Librarian, knocks stuff flying as you can see. Assault Marines get their Sergeant back and are in for a world of hurt here. Jump out defensively. Tier 3 for Crucifer. AZG going for another Tactical Marine Squad. Knobs managed to get the Heavy Weapon Squad in melee. Here comes Apothecary. Advanced healing goes off again. Knobs retreat. Double Plague Marines constantly pushing forward, walking through everything. Triple Guardsmen can't scare them off. A Smite can't scare them off. Commissar Lord now in melee with one of the squads, as is the Librarian and Assault Marines. Will they finally be forced to retreat? They now have some support. They do retreat. Gaza squad might die, and they will. They lasted a while. Chaos Sorcerer now in retreat. Warboss fighting a Librarian. Power Claw wins all day long. Gets a heal. Oh, it's advanced healing and gets away. Still no accessory for this guy. Huge engagement that was. Apothecary forced to retreat and goes down. Warboss got him. Use your choppers on this guy as well. Ouch. Buff to his melee damage and his melee skill. Triple cap now for blue. And reds have lost pretty much all of the map. They have a wreck point here, a wreck point here, and this power, and that's all. Warboss takes out a Devastator straight away. And we'll probably back off now. No, he's still stomping around. Level 6 this guy. Gote level 7 has Icon of Zinch, which can be devastating. Crucifer's level 3, getting Stubbornness. AZG level 5 and dead. 244136, and it's a triple for blue. I don't really see a way back for red. Battle Wagon on the way for FaHu. Sluggers forcing off Tactical Marines from the bottom. Reds should be able to cap the middle now. They need to spread out right now and start capping. Here comes Sluggers flanking into melee with Plasma Devastators, but unable to do anything. But they do get away. Or do they? Or do they? Went down to 1 hit points, but he's away. Battle Wagon on the field. FaHu made another Shooter Boy squad to put inside it, and there we go. 2 squads inside the thing means that it can fire all of its weapons. Super unit for Orks. Has a big zap gun on top which does tons of damage. And look at all of this juicy infantry for it to aim at. It's going for the heavy weapon squad. Good grief, almost took it out. Has a las cannon. Knobs having trouble getting into melee because of the pathing of this thing. They have their U-jammers. And that's the death roller. Gibbing guardsmen left and right. Commissar gets away though. And so does the sergeant. Reds take the bottom, but I think it's futile. Tier 3 for AZG. Has no power though. Could put down an orbital bombardment. Crucifer could also put down a rocket run. Doing bolts into the base. Blue's just playing with them now. Tactical Marines trying to cap. Lucky, very lucky not to lose a model. 244, 28 is a 2-1. Here comes AZG, a last hurrah. We have a Zinc Shrine going down. That would have been really nice early on, actually, against those guardsmen. But it turns out they didn't need it. And this is going to be nasty death roller on all of those guardsmen. Right at the end of the game. 244, 14. Man. How many guards have died in this game? And I don't think we're going to be able to see that shot. No, it goes down. Blues have a double, would have had a triple. Reds just too static in this game. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.